Hi and welcome back. I'm Caroline Best of the Dial of Horsemanship, and this is our Beginner Rider series, Common Mistakes Most Beginner Riders Make. And today we're going to be talking about what to do when you mount your horse, part 2. So last week we were talking about what to do when you mount as far as the rider, body scan as I call it, where are you when you get on, how to set yourself up for becoming aware as a rider, and having success when you ride. So it's got to become ingrained, second nature. Today we're going to talk about how do we pre-flight our horse before we ride off. And pre-flight just basically means checking all the systems. So last week we were pre-flighting ourselves, checking our body, checking our rider's position, where is everything, am I ready, am I breathing? And then today we're going to check the horse. So in our previous videos for this series about common mistakes beginner riders make, I've been explaining where the rider's leg, foot, seat, body, hands, and reins should be when riding with balance, fluidity, and stability. And we finally made it to the mounting block the other week. Got on our horse, we had permission to get on, and then we went through the body scan last week. So today we are going to talk about what to do once we are on and before we ride off. It's so important. All these things will become second nature, as I keep saying, or ingrained when you consistently, repetitiously do this. Then it'll be like a check, like a 3-minute check, if that. And where Lovey and I are with our foundation, which this is all about creating that foundation for you as a rider and the horse, we don't even have to do these pre-flight checks anymore because I know where to be as a rider. And as soon as I get permission, which is every time to get on, I already know where her mind is. And I already know when I walk off and we start doing our warm-up at the walk in the arena, that there's so many things, which I'll be going through with the series, that we can do. But this is really important for all of you that are new to horses, coming back to horses, want to be safe with horses. This is really important stuff. So again, this is my riding pre-flight safety check system that I'm talking about. And this is where we set up our horse and ourselves for riding with connection, safety, and it includes checking the following, which I'll show you when I'm done talking about this. Number 1, and in this order, is your horse soft and responsive to contact at the halt? Everything's at the halt right now. So when you get on, is your horse, and I'll go over it right now, is your horse soft to contact? So what that means is if I just pick up my reins, does she respond to that light contact? I'm not pulling, I'm just lifting my reins. No, not really. So I'm going to shorten my reins, and you watched me basically slide my hands down and then gather up my rein. So I have casual contact. It's not real strong and it's not loose. So this is what we call a casual contact. And she's still kind of above the vertical. You know, she's not relaxed. What I want to see is, I'll show you in a minute. What I want to see is that she can break at the pole, drop her nose down, which opens up her top line. And I can feel underneath my crotch, her whole shoulder open up and relax. So anytime a horse is standing like this in front of the vertical, and the vertical is a straight line down their nose to the ground, anytime they're in front of the vertical, just do it with your neck. You're going to have tension back here and tension in your shoulders. And you can feel that. We don't want to ride that. So 1, I'm teaching you guys contact and feel. There's so many amazing lessons in this one video. And 2, we're checking our horse's trust level with the hands, mental ability to focus and not panic. There's so many things going on. She's fallen asleep. But when a horse breaks at the pole, just like you're going to do with your head, your neck, when you break right there and lower your chin and get on the vertical yourself, what do you do in your shoulders? You open up your shoulders. So if you can feel it, that's what's going to happen in her body, and then you're going to feel it underneath of you. So this is part of the pre-flight. Where is she? How responsive is she? She's not very responsive. She's pretty dull, but she's also sleeping. This isn't because she doesn't have an education. For a lot of you, this is going to be new. Even if you're not a new rider, you're going to be new to my method of training. So this is going to be new for your horse. So I want to get to the point where my horse, wake her up, that I pick these reins up and she just opens up her top line, breaks at the pole, which is right here between the ears, and breaks in her shoulder area, her withers. Those are the two key areas you want open when you start riding. You want open. That's what's going to create smooth, collected movement and not the jarring, hollowed out, tight movement that we so often are taught to ride. So one is your horse soft. So I had to cluck a little bit and do a light little seesaw. I don't use a bit. I would never do a seesaw back and forth with a bit, never. But a little left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. It keeps her, as you can see, her head flopping, takes her leverage off. The leverage of her just pushing into the noseband right now and resting on that. She's not doing anything wrong. She's resting. So if a horse had a bit in their mouth, they'd be leaning on the bit. I would never do a seesaw with a bit. But I certainly will a little bit with her nose. It says, hey, come on, open up that pole area. This takes time. Whether you're teaching it new to a young horse, which is a lot easier, but so many of our older horses have just been ridden so wrong for so long. It's going to take time. Okay? And if you want to dive in deeper, you should join my Mastery membership program, because there's so much problem solving. We have courses dedicated to helping you resolve common challenges that are going to happen while you're learning and either training a young horse, starting them, or retraining your horse. This series is short. We get to the point pretty fast. I think I also dive in and do a good job showing you guys how to do it, but I also understand it's a very complex concepts and complicated to learn. There's lots of things going on, so don't get frustrated. Thank you. Stay tuned for next week's video where I will demonstrate an emergency stop. I think I mentioned earlier in this video that it would be about the backing, but the backing is part of your pre-flight. Sorry, the backing is part of your pre-flight. Next week we're going to take everything we've been learning, and Lovey and I are going to go around at a walk, then we're going to go around at a trot, and then we're going to go around at a canter, because y'all need to know how to handle this stuff. And the two specific types of emergency stops, one will be my style, the way I train horses, which is what you're learning, and the other will be bending them. But you can only bend a horse to an emergency stop so much. And as a new rider, you certainly are not going to be balanced enough. You might have a saddle to help you, but it's really scary trying to bend a horse around to a stop when they're taking off. So the key thing for me is I want to develop this mindset and this level of responsiveness, so that if she does get in connection, of course, relationship. So if she does get worried, I either have time to get off, get off, or I can easily give her the contact and she responds, and I just shut it down right there. Just shut it down. It's much safer, keeps you on your balance point too. Thank you. Again, may you always be one with your horse, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.